Hello there everyone, and welcome back. Last week is finally over with, thank God. Maybe now I can get myself some real matches, cause for me, quite frankly, I am not exactly happy with how last week went. I already explained before, so I'm not going to explain it again. But now is a chance to start anew, and here's hoping we can get ourselves some very solid victories as a result. Especially with Dante the Chapter Master working relatively well for me. Although he's still lacking that level 6 upgrade for the extended bombardment cannons, so that's going to be a little problematic. At least getting full value out of the bombardment cannons if I can't risk getting in close. So, 700 points, Imperial Navy. What do I want to go for this fleet? Was it strike cruisers and battle barge as an option there? Is that what I want to go? Is that what I really want to go? Or do I want to go to 4 strike cruisers? I'm just not sure whether to expect Nova cans or not. Both of them are available. Actually, let me try and get up levels in on the battle barge. Oh, and while I'm doing it, let's try and get the Chapter Master in for his eventual level 6. As much as I would love some Gladiuses here, actually, this is the reason why I took the 4 Mark II strike cruisers, because it does allow me to get 2 frigates in on this, without them having to be hunters, so that's a plus at the very least. Don't know if Gladiuses are the best choice, considering boarding torpedoes could be really damn useful, with the Imperial Navy not exactly being the most mobile ships, and they're kind of long, so if I'm shooting the torpedoes at the side, it's relatively easy to hit with those torpedoes. Although it does come down to my micromanagement. Oh, and I typed good luck, have fun twice. How silly of me. But we do have the Chapter Master, and he is upgraded slightly, so that should give me a noticeable improvement in my, at least the strike cruiser's potential there. And the dream, of course, is to try and relegate my brace for impact for 1, maybe 2 strike cruisers, while my other 2, hopefully, can continue or can use their lock-ons to try and maximize their damage potential. That's the dream anyway, although it helps if I get the right ship selected. I want the Chapter Master and the Librarian in front, because I think I want them to be doing the brace for impact, mainly because they don't have the levels because of their favors to the Master Gunner. And let's see, we're seeing 5 ships. This could very easily be Dominators and Marses. It could very easily be that way. It remains to be seen. Gotta be careful with my torpedoes there hitting myself. And we gotta leave ourselves open to that possibility of Nova cannons, don't we? Nope. We got a retribution. We got ourselves a retribution. And I'm turning right into it a little bit, so I gotta be careful. Gotta be careful just a little bit here. May have to fly right into it there some, so I gotta hope my Stormhawks are up to the challenge. Okay, 1 torpedo. Oh, didn't even hit my armor, so that's a plus. That is a plus. Let me try not to micromanage this too much, though, because I do have the Stormhawks to help shoot them down. And he is staggering his torpedoes, so let's play with that some, shall we? Although it helps if I didn't keep burn retros for some of my ships here, because he is staggering the torpedoes. So, stop burning the retros, and let's keep on moving. Hell, I could seriously consider... what is it? Just using my thrusters to kind of dodge some of these. So long as I put enough pressure on them, that's all I really need to do. Just micromanage this better than he is the name of the game, because I still got Stormhawks to help shoot them down. Although that is not helping very much. Now, can I fire? I am firing, so that's a good start. We'll see if he runs or not. Let's see, destroy weapons, because they do have very limited weapon in the Imperial Navy. He's firing torpedoes, that's not a huge issue. He does have lances though, so trying to deny being revealed will be kind of handy actually. So we already knew he had a retribution and all that. The question is what to prioritize. Probably the Tyrant if I can, but even then, just focus on everything I can. And brace for impact for, like I said, to try and mitigate all that damage. So that the Tyrant's prioritized, let's try and hit that thing. One torpedo is currently down as an added bonus. We can easily deal with that fire soon enough. And now that I'm revealed, I don't have to worry so much about not burning retros, but kind of hard to commentate when he has to overload me with torpedoes there, but we're okay here. We got ourselves a mutiny with additional bonuses. Let's just try and keep my fleet together. That's the big thing right now. Get these ships together for the main benefit of the fleet. Because right now that Tyrant's taking a massive, massive beating. Brace for impact number 2. Get that going. Absorb all the damage. Alright, torpedoes, please hit for me. That would be lovely. 3 hits, not too shabby. Not too shabby at all, and that Tyrant's about to die to one more bombardment salvo. Come on, hit before the shields, please. Nope, not happening. So, boring torpedoes it is, I guess. Boring torpedoes, and he did repair. He repaired at a convenient time. Brace for impact still going. Ooh, but that Dauntless just got hammered. Now, Stormhawks, keep us together now. I would preferably prefer to be one piece. While I fire torpedoes up your ass. I don't think he liked that idea. I can't imagine why he wouldn't. Get the repairs going. Get these 3 up. Brace for impact's about to come up. And let's see. I would like to lock on. Do I have lock-ons? Yes, I do. Sadly, they're not ones that I can lock on. I have Master Gunner, so I may have flubbed that a little tiny bit. And I am mismanaging my control quite notably. But I got one damn good ram in, at least. Okay, evade. Gladius is going to take some hits. Keep murdering this retribution. Oh, he's doing the smart thing. It's a good choice. I'm not going to ruin his day. It's not with a level 3 retribution. But I'm still going to have to kill this frigate for the sake of it. Because he can't warp it out, and I would like some free renown. Well, I would like to say that was incredibly solid. Only thing I may have done wrong was, again, forgetting which one of my strike cruisers was meant to lock on because of the Master Gunner. But it seemed like it worked pretty well. I did get a little bit overwhelmed from the short burn torpedoes, but in all seriousness, you do have to try and micromanage that heavily if you want to not get a full broadside of torpedoes in your face. So, a little understandable, and something I'm going to have to work on. Managing that a little bit better. But nonetheless, still, it was a spectacular success. And now I'm willing to at least throw one upgrade on this conveyor. And no surprise, it will be the emission dissipator. Because yeah, these things are slow as hell with 112 speed, so it doesn't hurt to have a little more mobility for them. For when I'm trying to keep him away from my opponent. Not a huge priority to get him fully upgraded just yet though, but it'll definitely help. And that was a relatively smooth start. I can say I'm pretty damn happy with that, because the bombardment cans were doing work. The only thing is I noticed my strike cruiser here not exactly in the ideal range at one point, so I really do hope I can get to level 6 quickly for that extended range. Although it looks like it's going to need at least 2 more matches before that can happen, so we're definitely not going to get in this video, I don't think. Unless I can get some incredibly swift matches somehow. Not sure. And I still need to get around to testing this Mark II some more. Although, once I start building up my renown some, I'll be more inclined to experiment with it, as I have an easy way to repair any of the screw-ups I'm about to have with the ship when I do eventually deploy it. So I do have that going for me. And it's 300 points, so this is going to be different. And Ricardo, I recognize you from a warm-up game, I believe. I'll try and be generous. Just a little bit. Although he's gonna probably have a really hard time, especially if I go with 2 strike cruisers. Ricardo, if you ever see this video, I apologize right now, because this is not going to be pretty. Because I beat him with a single strike cruiser and 2 Novas for my warm-up game, with an alternate fleet, so what is it, Space Marine fleet, so I'm very confident my chances here. And although he's still going to have a massive amount of bonus points, mind you, so he could still be a potential threat if I get careless. So the obvious strategy is keep myself close together for the Stormhawk screen and the Stormhawk screen and a couple of point defenses if I position myself correctly.
Initiate targeting protocols.
But his weaponry is, aside for bombardment cans, are pretty much useless with the brace for impact. So I can get in there really aggressively if I time my boring, brace for impact with my boring runs, or even close range torpedoes. And I don't even think he used torpedoes in my last game. It was more like the variant that had the prow bombardment cans, I think, if I remember correctly. Nonetheless, I'm feeling really confident in this match already. I'm going to assume he has a strike cruiser and 2 vanguards, though. Judging by how I'm seeing the mobility or how much they're spreading out, I think it's safe to assume the strike cruiser's the one in the middle there.
Underway.
So I wouldn't mind going for the easy vanguard. If he can warp out, then I'll let him live. But I don't recall him ever warping out in the match, so he's gonna have to learn the hard way, I guess. But the main priority is this Chapter Master strike cruiser should live above all else, just so I can get that level 6 in. If that can live, get the experience in, then I'll be in good shape with a very well-rounded group. So, okay, Vanguard strike cruiser. So far, everything looks correct.
Show us the enemy.
And just fire away.
Where we are needed.
Let's see, what does this thing have? He has Thunderhawks, so
Underway.
I'm gonna let never mind, my Stormhawks are kind of flying off there. There, that's all good.
Ready for battle.
Kill the engines.
Tactical cogitators.
Of course, you have to kill my prow, you jerk.
Vessel ready.
You got luck, and he killed the belt armor.
Repositioning.
All the more reason I can't get cocky.
Space Marines ready.
And that is a promising start. And there goes the prow again, wow. He knows how to prioritize those weapons, I guess.
Astartes vessel ready.
Engines on the Vanguard should die. I still got the Chapter Master strength.
I am listening.
And let's start some brace for impact. And he did kill the deck too.
Angels of death.
There's RNG trying to screw me over.
Engaged.
Now, what does he have there? He has the cooldown reduction on the Thunderhawk, so gotta be ready for that.
Full speed.
And also, let's have this strike cruiser get in the way and tank the shots, even though I did waste a burn brace for impact.
Space Marines ready.
It'll help keep my boring torpedoes up, and that is also my Chapter Master ship, so
The enemy.
gotta be careful of that.
Hold course. Standard speed engaged. Redirecting.
Okay. Gonna get a little bit awkward, but
Speed engaged.
can I board? Yes, I totally can.
I am listening.
Now, just ram everything. There goes his prow, so that strike cruiser's not a threat.
Ready for battle.
So we'll keep our broadside fire on as much as possible, but I shouldn't have to use my bombardment cannon to kill it. Here's hoping.
To where we are needed.
And this strike cruiser should get ready to run.
At your command.
Now this looks like it could be a double whammy of some kind, if I'm lucky. Nope, it hit the Vanguard some, but not much of anything else.
Moving to position. Only in death does duty end.
Keep the Chapter Master away, although he's not going to take heavy hits without a bombardment cannon on his strike cruiser.
Repositioning.
But it's on fire, so
Space Marines
and its engines are gone, so now's the chance, I guess, to get it out.
moving to position.
With no deck or anything, and he has no armor. Oh, he does have bombardment prows. I forgot about that. I did forget about that, but it should survive relatively well.
Ready for battle. Hold course.
Yeah,
Underway.
he's not facing his prow there. Sadly, the boring torpedoes are not hitting as I would like, and they're doing weird dancing maneuvers.
Speed engaged.
So the priority is done.
Show us the enemy.
We kept the Chapter Master alive,
Tactical
and I have no boosters, so Stormhawks did help deal with some of those boring attempts.
where we are needed.
And yeah, he's repairing the strike cruiser now, so I guess that does need to die.
Hold course.
And I'm about to get my boosters up,
All power to engines. New vector acknowledged.
and let's see if that kills it or not. Not quite, but it's heavily damaged.
Position. Redirecting.
If he doesn't care about letting it live, then I'm not going to care either. I tried, I really tried.
Marines. Begin repairs.
But if you don't want to live, then I can't let it.
Standard speed engaged.
Now, oh, it no longer prioritized. Well,
Underway.
that's a shame. I've got to get these Stormhawks away from me.
To where we are needed.
And my boosters out again, as well as my engines, so I'll cut my losses there, especially with the fire. If I was more strict about killing that strike cruiser, maybe I could have been alright. But it's a loss I could deal with. He killed my prow immediately, so it's not like I had much choice. Not only did he damage the prow, forcing repair early on, he destroyed the belt armor, then destroyed the prow almost immediately afterwards, so he had a bit of a lucky streak there. So, I can't feel too bad about it, because as far as losing my second bombardment cannon, there wasn't really much I could do about it. Besides being more strict and killing the strike cruiser, maybe. Because he still could board me, if only slightly. Sadly, with the Lost in Warp effect, I'm not going to get my Chapter Master level 6 anytime soon. But experience is still experience. And I don't even think I got any renown. Oh, I did get renown. I spent a bunch on the emission dissipator. That's what it was. Okay. Maybe he'll learn his lesson there, that he can actually warp his damn ships out. Because he did gotten nothing for his strike cruiser, and guess what I got? I got essential experience because both of them made out. So technically that is a victory, you would think, right? There was no territory to be gained, no stations to defend. That was just a random skirmish out in the middle of nowhere. So quite frankly, I came out the victor, I want to say. At least technically you would think so anyway. Who am I kidding though? It's still a loss. But that's not what's important right now. I made my intentions perfectly clear when I start that match. Still a matter making use of this Battlebarge though. So how much renown would I be comfortable with though? Seeing as almost everything's upgraded. I'm not due for a level 8 upgrade. Yeah. Aside for extended range on the strike cruiser, I should be good for renown. So I think I can start utilizing that strike cruiser whenever the points allow for it. Or not strike cruiser, the battle barge. And it looks like we're having a rematch. This could either... Nope, it's not. It's McCorn. Whoever this fella is. Come on, show us. It is Chaos. Chaos, and I got 2 strike cruisers with your name on it. He's got massive point values, so... Vanguards probably is not a good idea, unless I want to kamikaze onto the convoy. That's the only reason I could justify taking the Vanguards, if I were to be honest. And I would love to throw him in for some experience, but I'm a little bit restricted in that matter. Unless I want to use the hunter to try and spot, maybe. Although we'll die really fast, that's the only problem. Let's try it, let's experiment a bit. I was talking about how I had renown to spend for repairs and all that. And I'm due for a little bit of experience on these Vanguards because now my strike cruisers have come up ahead on them. The only big downside is I'm a huge underdog with the fact he has so many bonus points. But I could still easily be a victor with 2 of these transports dying. And with boarding torpedoes, that's very easy to do. If I get the right results. If he gets nothing but fires... Nope. I did it again, didn't I? Getting rid of my cruisers there on the little list. That wasn't what my intention was. But if I get nothing but fires there, then he could just easily nullify my torpedoes and boarding. If I'm really unlucky. And if last match was any indication, that can possibly happen. But I do have Stormhawks to protect from any of his bombers at least. It's just weathering the lance fire. That's going to be the big concern. And Nova is mainly just going to harass any convoy he sees over here, or at least spot for me at the very least. And we're going to go find out what's over here. The Nova has the health and the mobility to get out of there safely, so I'm not too terribly worried. But it's a killing field over here for me. Actually, let me just use my boosters. Let's figure out what these ships are now. Let's not wait. Because if they are a convoy, then I'm going to find out quickly. I just gotta be mindful of boosting. So that could be the convoy there. There's like 4 frigates, which would be amazing for my Vanguards actually if they were nothing but frigates. Iconoclad and Infidel. So, we'll get you out of here. We're going to get vision in a moment of these ships. And as I said, they're probably all frigates, so at least a large portion of our... Okay, so that is easily the convoy over there. So Nova, we know where we want you to be. And don't you give me a fire assault already, you damn things. I don't need that crap. But I will happily take the renown that these frigates will give me. Although I had to hit myself and turn off the wrong one. Oh well, it's only one Desolator or no Hellbringer, so that's not a big problem. Just gotta watch my health. And dang it, you have to kill my engine. Not a huge deal just yet. But I want to make sure these things die. Two of them need to die, so fire the torpedoes. Yeah, because I don't really need the engines so much. I just need to make sure it doesn't get rammed to death now that its engines are gone. Well, there's one down. That was nice and simple. And exploded for massive effect. Ooh, oh. I was really hoping those torpedoes would hit. That would have been amazing. I would have loved that.
Space Marines ready.
Unintentional, indirect fire ended up killing, or at least heavily damaging the second convoy. That would be nice.
To where we are needed.
Thus we cannot always get what we want, even if it is a really damn easy win.
Position.
But it's about to turn that way in a moment.
Moving to position.
It's about to turn that way. Can I kill this frigate? Yep. More free renown.
Underway.
Nice and simple. I was a little bit worried if he had the ability to feel like a cruiser, but I think that was in for repairs, because a slaughter, with its mobility, could have been a massive, massive threat. Because it's actually the same speed as my vanguards, and a hell of a lot more firepower. So that was the real risk there, fighting up against Chaos that was level 2. Or maybe a level 3 fleet. I'm not honestly sure. Either way, a slaughter is no joke when I can't really outrun it very effectively. But things have turned around. We finally got a Vanguard at level 7. So I can be happy about finally utilizing them more outside of Eldar matches. And what are we seeing at for now? We're at 400, so we are looking really swell there. And the Tech Marine's fully upgraded here, so that is around 150 points of repair, I think. I can't remember. What does the repair? It's just 9 health? Yeah, about 90 health there. And then another, like, 45 extra, roughly. So yeah, we're looking at just under 150 health. So that's pretty damn good, since that's easily over a third of the Vanguard's health. Now I just gotta get the rest of them to level 7 to benefit from the same thing. And more importantly, make damn use out of this chaplain that I keep forgetting about. Because it is really tricky to get the most out of him. Because ideally, you want to use him as you're getting bored to guarantee he's going to block at least one boarding attempt. Because if you pop that early, then more than likely they're going to notice it and they're not going to board it. Not board the Vanguard anyway, which makes the ability a little bit of a waste, so it is tricky, and I just gotta make it a habit of actually using the ability to help remember it. But nonetheless, I say this, we're off to a far better start than last week.